It's January 18th, 10:42 p.m. Today was a fantastic day. Um, got up at 8:45. I think I slept in a bit. And then I went to Andrew's and we all quickly started driving to Shady Maple Smorgasbord. And um, we played our playlist of shared songs in the car, and Sam came along. That was nice. And Shady Maple was massive. It was really big inside. It was like a whole convention center, but a buffet. Um, and, well, the food was fantastic, right? Everything was really good. It was $35 per person and all you can eat. And I ate a lot. All the meat was so tender. I ate a lot of veggies and they were delicious. Just everything was good. Like there was not a single thing I ate that I didn't like. It was so good. Um, and I think the best thing was, surprisingly, lima beans and bacon. It was like baked beans, but lima beans and bacon. It was really good. Um, yeah, loved it. And we all sat at a booth and it was great. And then um, for dessert, we had all the desserts lined up and we all just tried the same one at the same time, um, and said what we thought and ranked them. Really good desserts, though, too. Yeah. But that was a really nice moment. All of us trying it together. Felt good. I was just so happy there because $35, great deal for all you can eat, and it's delicious food. That's my kind of place. Um, and there was a lot of artwork there from this guy named Abner Zook. Abner Zook, I don't know how it's pronounced. From the 80s all the way to like the early 2000s, 2010s. All of his artwork was in there. It was kind of fake 3D, like 2.5D, wood carvings. So it was a picture frame. Well, some of them are really big, but a picture frame. And then if you're looking at it from the side, he would carve out like land, right? And then he'd just paint the back with the sky. So there'd be land, and then he'd put like miniature horses and carriages and people on it. And some of them are really beautiful. The best one was, it was almost like being in an art museum. Like it was the same kind of moving awe looking at it. It was a big, it was a house and a sunset and a river and horses. And the coolest part for it for me was they had a light at the top shining on it, which kind of illuminated the top of the house, and it mimicked the what the sunset would be doing behind it. And there was another house that looked like it actually had lights on inside, but it was just painted so brightly orange that it looked like real light. And then there was a big tree. The trees are like kind of thin from the side, but when you look at it, it looks like a full tree. And it stands off the background, but he painted the shadow, which I feel like was the coolest part. He painted the shadow of the tree as if it was being cast from the sunset that he painted on the back wall, and that was really neat. Yeah, I would love to look at more of his artwork. It was really nice. It was all, I mean, it was all kind of Amish themed in Pennsylvania, Lancaster stuff. But if he made other stuff, that would be really interesting. I have to look him up. Um, but that was nice. Taking a lap around, looking at all the artwork. There were some really big ones too. Really cool. And then the gift shop was massive. It was it was the whole building, but underground. It was insane. Um, so much stuff, and I finally got to see the quilts that I forget what his name was. Stephen Reed. I forget. My professor at UArts for my Philadelphia history class. Um, he talked about Shady Maple. That's the first time I heard of it in like 2016, maybe. I really wanted to go. I've wanted to go for so long, and I finally went. And he talked about how there's quilts there, like handmade quilts. Um, and I finally got to see the quilts, and they were really nice. And there was a lady there who was so actively sewing them while we were looking around. Way too expensive for me to buy, but I'm glad I can check that off my bucket list. If I ever had the money, I would. I'm sure I'd like to support them and buy a quilt. It looked really warm, um, but yeah, glad I saw that. Didn't buy anything. Would have been fun to get a T-shirt, but I didn't see any T-shirts, so I probably just missed them because it was so big. Lots of candles too. Yeah. Um, if I didn't already have these D&D candles, I think this would have been the cheaper option, more affordable, and they had lots of cool scents. Not like D&D scents, but really a lot of like aisles and aisles of scents. I came back here and I got um, it's Arch Linux. I'm used to Ubuntu Debian, but this is Arch. And I got the KDE Plasma working, which is really cool because I don't know if I talked about this yesterday already, um, but I was able to recreate Ubuntu, the desktop GNOME design, um, in Plasma, and I think it's better. I have more features. I'm able to move the cursor to the side of the screen and it moves over to the next virtual desktop. I don't even have to touch the keyboard if I don't want. It's great. We'll have to learn about how to use the package manager and all, but um, it's good. I got it working. And I played Armored Core for a little bit just on the handheld, and it wasn't bad. Um, I was doing better than I did last time, so I'll just have to see what gaming is like. Um, and I listen to music, and now probably not the best thing, but I'm gonna read this before bed just to wind down, even though I'm sure it's gonna be scary. But I finished the first three volumes of Vagabond, and I gave it back to Andrew, so I should finish this and give this back to Harry. Um, yeah, it was a great day, great time, and I think that's all I have to say. Good night.